can you talk a little bit of about the album? What inspired you to even create it? And is there an inspiration behind the album, or just talk about it a little bit? And yeah,
Yeah. So when I was getting my undergrad, uh, there was a time I think for Thanksgiving I came home to South Florida and hanging out with my old high school friends, and one of them said, "Hey man, so like you're writing music?" I said, "Oh heck yeah, man! I got like a bunch of songs, I got this and that," and it's like, "Oh, that's great. Um, can I hear it?" I said, "Huh." And he's like, "Can I hear your music?" I said,
yeah,
"Huh? Like, what do because all everything I had was just written. Like,
yeah,
it had not occurred to me that maybe people want to hear the music and not just read the music, So,
yeah,
so I was like, "Oh my god! Like, what am I doing? Like, I need to record this. Not it's for my sake. It's like
yeah,
you're trying to get booked for gigs. You're trying to get
yeah,
some sort of recognition. People are gonna ask, what do you sound like?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, what's your music like? You're
Yeah,
like, well, I have a piece of paper here. Like, if that's an eighth note, and then the song kind of goes like, like, no,
yeah,
you need
yeah,
to have it recorded.
yeah. Let me sing it
So,
for you.
yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah.
And then just use your imagination. The bass goes, like, so then I recorded a couple of things in my undergrad, and then that led me to record my senior recital.
Mm.
Some do, some don't make the video and the whole thing, and I was like, what, I have these songs. They are not necessarily professionally recorded because
Yeah,
it's like a college recording,
yeah,
so it's not like professional.
yeah,
So I got in touch with the studio and I ran these ideas by a couple of people, and I kind of got the support, and they agreed. Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. I think it's a good time to do so, especially because I'm in a very concentrated area, and it would be like
mhm.
a good idea to have something that I can just present to people
Yeah, definitely.
to create like an impression, like a
Yeah,
seriousness,
yeah, definitely.
and
Awesome, awesome. So I really dug that song. I think it was just a almost like a feel good song. Like I don't mean it's like happy by Pharrell, uh, but I just feel like it had a good energy, had a good motivic sort of build to it. I feel like just a good vibe and energy. And I thought it was a nice song. Um, sorry. Uh, so I really like there's two things I really like as far as production wise, and musically. So production wise, they doubled the vocals the whole time. And like sometimes the vocals was in harmony, with the main melody. Uh, and it also could have been a different singer, but it kind of sounded like to me it was the same person singing, just two different tracks. And it created that sort of reverb, delay, echo sort of sound throughout the whole song. And you could especially hear it during I don't know if they did the whole song, but just when I noticed when like there was no drums, like the voice sang alone, and then the drums came in as like a and then the music came in as like a call and response. You really hear, and I feel like that gave it a good sound and vibe.
welcome to Patrick and Friends Music. My name is Sebastian. I am a saxophone player. Today we're going to talk about modes of major. There are 7 modes in a major scale. There are also 7 different notes in a major scale. So every note is a different mode. You can play a scale off of each of these notes. Okay? Think of a major scale as a house that has 7 different rooms. Every room represents a different note of that scale. Each room or each note has a different function, and it has a different name. We're going to go through the names. We're going to go through the symbols used to represent these different scales. And then we're going to have a little quiz at the end to see if you can figure out which is the parent scale. So let's use B flat major, for example. B flat major has 7 different notes, as do all different major scales. But the first one is B flat. Second note is C. Third note is D. Fourth is E flat. fifth is F, sixth is G, seventh is A. The first mode is called Ionian. The second mode is called Dorian. The third mode is called Phrygian.
Hey everyone, it's Patrick from Patrick and Friends Music. We're here for the third installment of active listening on Todd DelGiudice's Human Element. Again, I have my good friend Danny here with me. How you doing, Dan?
Hello. Thanks for having me, Pat. Everybody.
No problem. The internet welcomes you.
Woo! Great night for listening to music.
Always a great night. Yeah. So if you haven't checked out the previous two videos, check them out. They'll make a lot more sense. But honestly, even if you just pick up on this track, all the tracks are good. Again, so it's Human Element by Todd DelGiudice. That is the album. We're going to start on track 7, which is called Holdover. And just briefly, again, active listening is a deeper level of listening, meaning that we're going to be listening to the music and then basically dissecting it based on what we hear. And active listening is different for every single person. So depending on what musical level you're at, you can still dive into the music. It's just going to depend on your level, like I said. So maybe if you're just starting out, just seeing how it makes you feel, seeing what you personally get from it is a form of active listening. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Anything to say, Danny, before we just get right into it?
Yeah, sure. Maybe if just for approaching this from any level of musical knowledge, to pick one thing. Doesn't matter what it is. But pick one thing that you would like to focus on, whether it's just listening to the drums and just focusing on them the whole time, just being able to hear them, whether it's being able to listen for like something as simple as how many instruments are actually playing.
Yeah.
The whole, like very, very small kind of informational, like if I don't know if that's nuggets.
That's a word.
Okay. Yeah, like those are like the kinds of small things you want to start to focus on, one thing at a time. Pick one of these things before you listen to this track, for example, and practice it if you want. And that is a great step towards anyone wanting to learn how to actively listen to any kind of music. And you can practice with this that we're about to listen to.
Yeah, honestly, that's amazing advice, and that's why I have smarter people here on with me.
Patrick Lynch.